The Ghost of Dickens. There was on a small town called Dickens. This was not a very normal town since it was very abandoned by the rumors that were spoken about it. However, Andres, a boy who was not afraid of any of those things that were whispered about this town, decided to move there. But he did not what he expected. Andres moved to a cabin since it was the only one that was more comfortable to live in. When he entered it, thought it very normal for what everyone said when he moved to it. That afternoon, Andres went out to the market to prepare something to eat. While on his way to the supermarket, he found a newspaper where in the background he had the photo of the house in which he lived. He was very curious to know that it was about, so he decided to read it. In the newspaper it said, "Hello, I am Annie, a girl who, like everyone who has lived in the house, said that she was not afraid of any of death, of ghosts or paranormal things, until what happened to me. It was a Thursday. I had been in this town for 3 days. In the morning, when I went out to buy some pills for my mother, who was very ill since she could not walk due to a spinal problems and is an wheelchair, as in the previous cases. They looked at my stringily and with great fear, but it didn't even pay any attention to them. Back at the cabin from afar, I heard my mother shout my name, very terrible. So I accelerated the car and got out quickly. When I entered the house, all the kitchen utensils were broken, the chairs were broken. I mean, literally, the house was back nothing. At that moment, went up quickly, and my mother was lying in her bed asleep. That night, I couldn't sleep, listening to the scream of a woman and glasses breaking. Weeks went by with the same routine every night. Until one day I decided to go down to a basement that was there that side not to open and obvious had interested. I called all the locksmiths in town, but no one wanted to enter the house, so it was my turn to break the lock. After a while trying to break the door, I succeeded. When I entered, I realized that it was a room. There was a bed, a lot of clothes, shoes, women's jewelry, fresh food, and cold juices. It made very strange because it was not supposed to be. There people had lived there for years. I kept walking, and there was a box in a desert that caught my attention. I opened it and read the newspaper that was there. Joe Maria, this by suicide after murdering 20 people on Halloween. It is rumored that his spirit is still in the cabin, and every person who moves into this cabin never leave again after 12 p.m. on October 31st. I ran quickly and went up to the second floor looking for my mother to get out of there as soon as possible. But unfortunately, the only thing I finished my mother's closet, full of blood and hair in the corner of the dead room. I tried to call, but there were no lines available. So I went down to the first floor, and there was a mirror when I saw myself. It was just like Maria, and that moment I realized that I was, she was the ghost I met. Maria was her 15 years ago, which means that she killed her mother plus those 20 people and all the people who have lived there on their side. I quickly looked at the look and it was 11:57 and just tried to get out of their boot due to her bad luck. And it caught him and ended up being another victim. And